48 back in 2014. There's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Let's go. Round 80. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. 52. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play. Alert. 36. Watch the alert. Under 10.
Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Hey, Delta.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Sacked there by Avery Williamson, the linebacker. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protect. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Shit. L80. Check. 59. Hey, watch the lane. Mike's 5'9". Mike's 5'9".
And to give this time to the tailback. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 44, Darnold, rush coming, and he's taken down. Devondre Campbell flies in to blow that play up. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
And Jeffrey's got it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards on the play. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 42-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold, he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. It's a foot race. 20, 10, and this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Sony Michel, his first carry. He finds an opening past the 40. There he goes left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Sony Michel, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too? Just getting there and taking off and going. For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
No problem there on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. On play action, Allen. Flush to his right. And this will be incomplete.
No grounding call there. He had a receiver near the right sideline. It was pretty clear there. He just needed to get rid of that one.
And he did have a receiver in the area, but initially my view was obstructed, and I thought that was going to be grounding, but clearly the correct call made, and that is no call.
Is that why you threw your play sheet down? Is that why you did it? Was that the flag?
You can't be giving me up. I got a lot of issues up here in the booth. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Allen. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And it's a touchdown for the Jets. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Allen from the gun, he'll throw. And he hits Drake. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite an excellent display of footwork.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Allen. Flushed out right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Marcus May with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. Now the try here for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Allen. It's caught, Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
And the Bills first down.
54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Three buzz.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He's letting this one go for Fuller. It's caught inside the 25. A big play here for Buffalo, and even 40 yards.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Allen now looks to throw. It's complete to Drake. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and it's a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now Drake, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. The Bills on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, Allen. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
After the interception, here's Darnold. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down.
54 all day, all day.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. And it's caught by Herndon. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Darnold completes it, and this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And now off to the races down the right side. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. What a play. The big man comes up with the interception. Puts together, Charles, a nice little return, too.
Yeah, he's not going to make anybody forget Darrell Green or Rod Woodson, but look at him lug that thing. He decided it was his. A lot of people might have thought about lateraling it there. No shot. Trying to take it the distance.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him go.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
On second down, it's Drake. The great move couldn't free him. Taken down at the 10. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
But he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Let's go, defense.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. If this defense wants to stay in this ball game, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. On 3rd and Hills hit, and he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a 2nd time.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And it's now 21-17. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number 1 because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a 1-score game.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. A play fake, and it's Darnold. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
The Jets on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Caught by his tight end, Wesco. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They'll run with Drake. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He completes it to the tight end, Knox. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 1st down, Drake. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, pick it up, defense. 56, 56.
Here's Allen to throw it.
He's not going to get me.
He's got Fuller. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a pickup of 17 on that one and a Bills 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. It's Drake, and able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
At the Jets' 11-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing now is Allen. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, there in coverage.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Allen now, operating from the gun. That'll be taken in by Beasley. Touchdown, Buffalo. Cole Beasley, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bills have retaken the lead. Rosas good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Now this is picked up by the Bills. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. Darnold, he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8. Throwing again on 2nd down. Allen. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off down near the 5. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Mike's 5'9". Red 80. Cut.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just started in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
We're going to set. Mike, 149. You're a card. They got tight left, tight left. Even. 4 down. Even. Red 80. 49.
From the 50, it's Darnold.
I'm coming.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
They'll give it here to his running back. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
At the Bills' 29-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. We see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. So they come away from this opening drive in the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. To throw, it's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Wreaking havoc was Nathan Shepard, the D tackle.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
Allen hit. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
This is fielded at the 7. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On 2nd and 11 now. Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
He's coming. We got double up.
Darnold from the gun. And that is incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. On the return, it's White. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On 2nd and 7, Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Quentin Williams breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Allen. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. That's caught inside the 20. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. A big play here for the Bills. 65 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Hey, Haywood!
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Stepping up, he's good. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. Josh Allen, his second touchdown of the afternoon as his guys are able to regain the lead. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's sacked by Tremaine Edmonds. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
He's going to air one out for Anderson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
57 to Mike. Here we go. Check 3. Check it out.
Right back to Drake. And he's got... Now Drake loses the football. And fortunately, the Bills jump on it and get it back.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction.
Check. Crunch.
Running, it's Drake. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Allen off the play fake. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, it's Drake. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And they're set up in a golden position here right around the 10-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
On first down, Drake. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Well, give to the brother of J.J. This is Derek Watt. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Allen going to throw. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Dawson Knox, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bills use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
This one taken from the 7. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 16. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold, he lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Darnold. Airing one out for Crowder. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Here's Darnold. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Darnold on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Alshon Jeffrey, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Kenyon Drake, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
54. Mike 54. I'm trying to collect. Ready?
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Now it's Darnold. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
I got you, son.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Bills, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, the turnaround hasn't materialized as they fall to 2-7. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound us around me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like black, yeah. And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like,
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.